So my name is Maria. I'm a Chinese teacher and I'm also running a Chinese school here. Actually, for the previous 2 months, I stayed at my apartment, but I was quite lucky. As you can see here, we have a yard where I practice my frisbee a bit, and we can still go out to throw trash with freedom. So it's not that bad.
That sounds pretty fun, actually. It sounds like you guys have a big yard and garden. How many neighbors are you?
In the WeChat group, we have 12 people in total, so we've never experienced group buy.
Actually, that's because many group buys will not come to you because you're not enough people?
Yeah, that's true. And most of the people are old people. They are not up to this idea to do group buy.
How did you guys get food? Was it difficult?
So we received weekly some vegetables and also the food or like daily life groceries. So it's basically enough, but we did have 4 days to prepare for the lockdown. So we shopped around, we got enough spaghetti, Chinese noodles, and tomato sauce. It helped us last till the end of the lockdown.
So how was that different from what you would normally eat, and also like when you normally spend your time, your free time, how is the free time different now in a lockdown?
The free time, I worked a lot. So whether it's I can go out or stay at home, I work probably similar hours, but it's less efficient with the lockdown. It's a bit distracting and less efficient for coordinating. Because some of my work is like to talk to people, to arrange the classes, and our students are based in different time zones. So it's kind of difficult. I need to talk to my colleagues and then contact the students. But in the office, we can talk directly in person.
What did you miss most about going out, about normally pursuing your hobbies in lockdown?
The first thing is I miss a lot to work together with my colleagues to be efficient, and we have a lot of fun usually in office. The second thing personally is to play frisbee. So I'm a very big frisbee fan, but we couldn't go out to meet my friends, to do the training, and to participate in any tournament. So that's a big pity.
So was that like the first thing you did, go out and play frisbee when you were able to go out again?
Kind of, yeah. The first event I attended is the frisbee. It's a pickup, like all the people sign up and then we went there. But the interesting thing is we used to play for 1 day, like 2 days tournament without any problem. But after the lockdown, the first time we played together, we said, oh, it's only 1 hour. We were already so exhausted.
You guys work with a lot of international students. You guys teach Chinese, right?
Yeah.
Do they, when they're not in Shanghai or not in China, have a correct image of what the lockdown is like, or what do they think?
I don't think it's easy to define correct. Even my family has different ideas about Shanghai, the image from the TV shows they see. So for example, not TV shows, I mean the news. So they will say, oh, we saw that people are going to supermarket. Are you going out to for shopping? And then I said, oh, no, we are not allowed to go out yet. And they said, that sounds different. And we also have some friends or students traveling in Yunnan, in other places, and planning to come back to Shanghai. So I said, now it's not that easy for daily life. Probably you want to spend another week in Yunnan, which is much easier. But they will say, oh, we saw that in news, we can come back already. So, yeah, so it's different images, I think, depending on what sources of information they get.
Why do you think they got a different image?
Mainly, I think it's from media. So we have different media. We also have individual sharing. So at the beginning, it's very confusing because people are sharing different things on WeChat and on Weibo. But later on, we find something we need to figure out what's for us, what's the situation of ourselves. So many of our colleagues just blocked some of the news. We don't trust the source, then we don't do it. We just share our real life stories. What happened to your compound, what's going on with the volunteers or the community from your compound. Yeah.
How did you and your circle of friends feel during the lockdown? Did it change from the beginning when we all thought it was going to be 4 days to later?
Yeah, I think there's the frustration came in waves. So in the beginning, we thought, okay, it's only 4 days. We can definitely survive. And then it's going to, it's extended and extended. Some people get kind of frustrated. I know some of my co-workers who are not very good at working from home or has some shortage of daily life supplies. But we try to help. So we try to, for example, one colleague who got the group buy and then deliver it to the colleague who had problem with that. So it kind of, we created a WeChat group to share the news, update each other about our own situation, and also to offer necessary help for whatever we can do.
Did you guys have people here who had to go to quarantine to Fangzhang or not?
I know 2 students who went there. One was at the very beginning. He was quite positive, and I followed him on Instagram and saw the videos from him every day. And I was talking to him, how do you feel? And then he is quite positive. But the other student who was sent to Chongming was quite negative about this, for sure, yeah.
Are they both back now, or like how did it go?
I think they are both back now. But because we haven't reopened the school yet, so we didn't really have the chance to meet them in person and then talk the details.
I'm very curious if it changed their outlook, whether they're going to stay in Shanghai and China or leave. And also, you're from Sichuan, so what is it like for you? What do you think about Shanghai now?
For me, I never thought about leaving Shanghai because I have nowhere else to go, right? So it's like still we have a lot of foreigners here, and many of our students actually stayed. I'm not sure how long they are going to stay. But what worries me the most is not just about Shanghai. It's also about how people see the future of Chinese policy, whether it's foreigner friendly. It will influence the motivation of their Chinese learning. Yeah.
Have your plans changed, or are they the same after the lockdown as they were before?
We didn't change too much from the business side because we already focused on online classes. But at the same time, we know as long as we have people who are able to take in-person classes, we would still offer this place and also send teacher to school to do the teaching.
How about your personal plans? How do you feel about the next 6 months?
To be honest, I'm quite insecure for this because policies are changing kind of every day. So I don't know. They said, oh, today you can go to the office. Next day, oh, no, you cannot go. So that's a very uncertain situation that can influence the business a lot. So from the customer side, it's difficult for them to make any commitment, make any plan, even for 3 months, right? So then it influences our business, influence our teachers' situation. I think that's something not very nice for our business.
Do you guys think you're going to get support from the government?
It depends on how the situation changes later. If it stays like that, so far we haven't heard any support that we can get from the government. Even we tried quite hard to argue with our landlord to give us some extension of payment or to reduce some payment. It's rejected.
You happen to live on one of the most popular cafe, bar, shopping streets here in Shanghai.
Yeah.
Maybe you can tell us a little bit about how that street changed during the lockdown.
During the lockdown, we didn't see so many people even when it's reopened. I didn't know where the people came from, but it's not the people who live on Anfu Road. It's people outside of somewhere else came here. And even with the first day opening, they had a big party here. Then the next day, the whole road is blocked. About like more than 10 policemen on both sides. So we need the pass to go out, and then we need to show the pass to come back.
How did you feel about that when people started partying here?
On the one hand, I understand that after such a lockdown, people really want to meet friends, want to release some of this frustration. On the other hand, I just think it's not very smart to do this, because one day party, it could be bringing us another week of not able to do this. Like the community stopped selling alcohol from 6 o'clock, and also they forced the stores to close around 5 o'clock. So it kind of have some bad effect for the small owners of business as well. So I have some kind of sympathy for them.
Do you think Shanghai is going to bounce back?
I don't know. I really don't know. Because for the virus, I don't know how it's gonna spread, or it will change to some other forms. And then I don't know how serious it's gonna be, then how the government or the community will handle it. So I have no idea. That's why I feel very uncertain and insecure for the following 6 months.
What else do you think people should really know about the lockdown and what happened?
Not too much else, because from the second half of the lockdown, we already blocked the information from different sources and just talk to our friends. So it's a quite internal information, just ours.
But what do you want people to know about it that they don't know maybe yet?
I think we've seen so many negative things, but on the other hand, I think we also can see some positive side. For example, during our lockdown, we got the pass to go out to send one of my colleagues to hospital to get the medicine. And then when I talked to the community worker, she was very supportive by telling me what materials to prepare and what kind of approval she can give me. She gave me, and then we have the chance to help other. And also it happened the same when one of my students from UK who wanted to go back to UK for now, but she cannot handle all these Chinese documents. So I talked to her and also prepared all the documents to help her to go back to UK before the open.
What was it like to travel during this lockdown for her? If she went to the airport?
All things went smooth. So we got the pass, like the release card for her to go, and we printed all the documents for her. She booked 2 taxis just in case one doesn't work, and then it worked out very smoothly. She keep updating me like, oh, it took me only 40 minutes from here to Pudong Airport, and she was transferring from Copenhagen. And she also sent me, see, this is the sun. I'm so released that I'm out of China now. Yeah.
Is she gonna come back?
I'm not sure, but the happy thing is like she doesn't have so much negative thing about like overall China or Chinese people. She still keeps learning Chinese. That's something positive.
I'm very glad to hear about.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much for taking the time. This was
You're
really
welcome.
nice. Maybe tell people where they can find you online, those kind of things. What is your company's name?
So my school is called Go East Mandarin School. So you can find us from goeastmandarin.com, from our website, to find more information. And of course, any people who are interested in learning Chinese, you can contact me.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.